Welcome back. Early bird special right here on KGEO Sports Talk, 101.1 FM, 12:30 a.m. The Oscars were last night, the 98th annual. I can't believe we're almost 100 years into this.
I know, and I was at the first one.
Were you really?
No.
I was like, dang, Mr. Bentley, how far back do you go? Were you going to high school with Jesus?
I'm the one that said, these silent films are good, but we should add voices.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that was me.
Exactly. See,
Good call.
this is why we have you on the show, Mr. Bentley, Rick
Thank
Bentley
you.
from KGET 17. He obviously has all the big ideas for everybody down there in Hollywood.
Exactly. I got a lot of big ideas.
I do too. And we got to get into some of these movies, though, and these awards, because we were just talking about it. Obviously, I agree with you. I think Michael B. Jordan is well deserved with this award.
No question.
But everybody's kind of saying, oh, Timothée Chalamet got robbed for Marty Supreme.
No.
You were saying you got 20 out of the 24 correct here for the awards.
That's right. I'm going to Vegas.
Absolutely. A lottery ticket at the same time.
I can tell you who's going to be in the Final Four of the basketball.
Well, we'll get to that at the end of the
I'm
show.
just kidding.
That's a tease. We'll get to that at the end of the show.
Yeah. No.
What are your thoughts on the awards overall, though? I mean,
Obviously there were no big surprises.
Right.
The only minor surprise to me was one of the four I missed was Sean Penn as Best Supporting Actor.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I always thought Sean Penn should have won Best Supporting Actor. I talked myself out of picking him because I thought the Academy's not going to want him up there giving a speech at this time,
right,
with the political climate the way it is.
Do you think that tied into why he wasn't there last night at all?
Well, he's just one that doesn't care about it.
True.
And so and it's been a while. He's already won two, so it's not like he's never won one.
I was just shocked that he wasn't there in general, just knowing he was up for it. But not Macaulay. What's the other Culkin brother?
Torquay.
I can't remember his name, and I apologize. But he was getting a couple shots thrown at him just because he wasn't there to receive the award.
Yeah. But it's not the first time, people have not been there to accept the award. There are a lot of people who just don't like. A lot of actors who don't like the Oscars or any award show because the argument has always been made, if you really want to say who's the best actor,
right?
Every actor should then play Hamlet.
True. And
then we could compare apples to apples. But when you're comparing a movie like Sinners to One Battle After Another, those are so different. Both are, and I'm glad One Battle After Another won. That was my best pick. When I made my top 10, that was my number one film. But had Sinners won, I would have been equally as happy because in its own way, it was equally as good. But it really is apples and oranges.
And I believe that walked away with 6 awards, right?
Yes.
The Leo movie?
Yeah.
I haven't seen this yet. I mean, is it that good?
It is that good.
It's a great movie.
Is it really?
Yeah, it is excellent. And it just beat out Sinners, who got 4 awards.
Right.
So,
and I mean, Sinners last year was the talk of everybody who went to go see movies.
Yeah.
That's why I wasn't shocked that Michael B. Jordan won. Not to mention, as we said during the break, he didn't just play one guy; he played 2.
He played 2 guys and very distinct characters.
Yes.
And so But getting back to the Timothée Chalamet thing, I am convinced that he talked himself out of the Oscar.
That's what everyone's
because
saying.
He was the forerunner. Everybody said, "Oh, he's going to win." Marty Supreme, blah blah blah. I thought he was okay. I didn't think it was that great, but again, I could see all the talk. And then he makes the comments about nobody cares about ballet and opera. Well, you're talking to the voters who are big into the arts world,
right?
And they respect. You may not. I mean, it's like you and me sitting here talking about. I like NFL football, but you say no. Well, if you like NFL, you got to hate this. Or say, no, I appreciate all other sports.
Right.
I just don't watch them as much.
The information that I have found about this, because you're right, I have heard nothing but he's talked himself out of the award because of his comments. But what people aren't really taking into account here is that he has firsthand experience in that. His mother and his sister are both ballerinas.
Exactly.
And he knew going into this, and he's not necessarily wrong. It's an art form that relies on a lot of rich people to donate to them to keep it alive.
Yeah.
So he's not necessarily saying that no one cares in sense of no one's going to the theater. He's saying more that unlike movies where people are throwing millions upon millions of dollars at this and getting it back, it's not the same for live people or for live performers.
Yeah, but his philosophy's all wrong. I mean, let's put it into the sports world. let's say we're going to say, oh, golf is an elitist sport
True.
because you have to have big money to be able to play at all
Okay.
the country clubs and to buy all the clubs and blah blah blah. But we both know that there are small courses that you can go out and the average guy can play golf.
Yeah.
Well, the same goes for ballet. We have a lot of local ballet studios here in town,
Yes.
and yeah, it costs a little bit to take, but it costs a little bit to play Little League Baseball,
True.
and so, but it's open to the average person. And so, yeah, that argument of it's an elitist, opera and ballet are elitist. No, yes, there are elements of it, but there are elements of that for golf and a lot of things like that.
Good point. That's a
Yeah.
good point. So yeah, I mean, again, I don't think he's talked himself out of multiple movies here, but do you think he's going to be dealing with this kind of turmoil for a while just because of those comments?
I think he's got to find a way to walk it back. I really got to thinking. You say, I was trying to make this point. I didn't make it clearly.
Mhm.
I appreciate art, opera, I appreciate ballet, but the point I was trying to make was this:
Right.
it's a stink that's going to ride with him for a long time.
Fantastic. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I hope he doesn't lose work over this just because he is a
Oh no,
fantastic actor.
he won't. No.
And we did get a first look at the next Dune movie during the show as well. I hear. I actually was not watching at this point, so I heard that when Zendaya and Robert Pattinson came up, they had shown a little bit of the movie.
If they did, I wasn't paying attention.
They showed a short little clip
of
Okay.
Messiah. Okay, so
Okay.
that's what I'm hearing. But I mean,
Because first off, Zendaya and Robert Pattinson's coming out in a new movie. That whole concept is just, I'm against. It just looks weird to begin with. So I was zoning out when they came out. So
well, I mean, she's been in a lot of triggering things lately. I mean, Euphoria itself, I think it's big with people my age, but I know a lot of people don't
pick
like
on
it.
Euphoria.
I'm not picking on Euphoria. I like Euphoria.
I love Euphoria.
I thought it was great, but I do know there are a lot of people that are against the show just because of how wild it can get. So.
Yeah. Well, that's the great thing about television. You have a channel clicker.
Exactly.
Go
Just
watch
change
something
it.
else.
Yeah, if you don't like it, change it.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's absolutely true.
If it ever came down a mandate, we all must watch,
yeah.
60
something like-
minutes or what. Yeah.
So what are the other ones that you missed?
Well, I missed two of the short film things.
Well, yeah.
Who cares about that? And then I missed, and then I missed the casting,
Okay.
which is a new award. And
I believe this is the first year they were doing this,
yeah,
right?
it was first year. I thought Sinners had the great cast of the year,
Mhm.
up and down, top to bottom. But I have no problem with one battle after another winning it.
Let's talk about that though, because I mean, I did kind of bring up recency bias already. I was talking to you about this in between the breaks, but I feel like Sinners could have won more if it obviously came out later, because it came out so early in the award season.
Possibly.
And everybody's had it brewing forever and kind of, it's died off a little bit. But now we're hearing all about Marty Supreme and all about this movie. And do you think that if it came out later, maybe it would have had a better chance to win more of these?
I think the problem is we don't see it as much here,
Mhm.
but in Los Angeles, where the majority of the voters are, there are these big ad campaigns that go on.
Mhm.
And so you get these studios that will spend tons on TV advertising, newspaper ads. How ironic is that?
There's still newspapers?
Gifts to the voting academy.
That I hear about.
Yeah. And I don't think Warner Brothers, who did Sinners, is as big into that.
Mhm.
And so sometimes you get I know with Marty Supreme was a small film company. I was sent a giant bucket of Marty Supreme ping pong balls.
Nice.
Yes, I have a huge bucket. If you ever want to play ping pong, I have about 200 of Marty Supreme orange ping pong balls.
Love
Right
that.
on.
And if they're sending them to me,
Uh-huh.
and I'm in a smaller market, what are they doing for voters in bigger markets?
Fair. No, that's
And so,
absolutely fair.
so a lot of times it's the campaigns that we don't necessarily see about. So
Yeah, and how they win them over that way.
exactly, or buy them over it that way.
Well, we talked about the best actor in a leading role. We talked about the best supporting actor. What do you think about the actresses on each side of those awards?
Going into last night's Oscars, the only two locks I had were Best Actor, Actress, and Best Supporting Actress. I thought Jessie Buckley for Hamnet was incredible.
Is
and-
this movie worth watching?
Oh, it's well worth watching.
Okay.
It's Give it time. The first 10 minutes are a little slow.
Okay.
I'll tell you how good it is. Ralph Bailey, who only has watched The Godfather, as far as I can tell,
This is true.
yeah, actually watched Hamlet and liked it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But even he found that the first 10, 15 minutes are a little
A
slow.
little slow. Yeah.
And so once he got into it, so yes, so if we can make Ralph Bailey a
And
supporter,
this is the story of Shakespeare and all that, and how he came to write
he
the
wrote
Hamlet.
he wrote Hamlet.
The story
And just
all that, right?
for clarification, Hamlet was his son.
Ah, okay.
And so it's about his family. It's about the loss of his son, and how, if you look at Hamlet, the play, a little differently, you realize he's writing about his son. And so, yeah, it's really good.
That makes sense. Okay. And then
Yeah.
the supporting actress obviously was a good one because it was for a horror movie, and I'm surprised they even gave love to horror at all.
Well,
Yeah.
she was the key to that movie.
Absolutely.
She was. Why is her name?
I'm sorry. It's the
Amy Madigan.
yes, from Weapons.
Yeah,
Who I did not know was married to Ed Harris.
forever.
I did not know that at all. The guy from Truman Show and her
Yeah.
are married. That's awesome.
But she was the other lock. She was winning everything all along.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and rightly so. I really like Warriors. I think it's a really good movie. She's the best part of a really good movie. So,
Or Weapons, right?
Weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The horror movie. I mean, because I agree, and I mean, you just said it, Sparky, but the entire movie was all based on her, obviously, and the ending of it is what really sold it for me. Her running away from all the kids.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here like, this is just one of the most unique horror movies I have seen in years.
Now with the movie based just on her coming out,
Yes.
will be
Yeah,
will be a
absolutely.
good one.
Well, and I love the way it was structured, because Warriors it tells you a story from 4 different perspectives.
Yes.
Then they all come together. I love great writing like that.
I do too.
So,
and
yeah.
it really set her up well to win this, but she was winning pretty much everything going away then.
Yeah, coming into it, she and Jesse were both winning everything. It was like, wow, it would take a major
Mhm.
upset for. So they were my locks. They're the only
Makes
2
sense.
locks I had.
That makes sense. And with all of these movies obviously winning Oscars, everybody winning some for the first time. I know that Michael B. Jordan won theirs for the first time. The director for say the Leo movie again. I have not One Time After Another.
One
right?
battle after
One
another.
battle after another. I believe that was his first
Paul
one.
Thomas Anderson, right?
Do you think that we're going to see a couple more like big Paul Thomas Anderson movies here in the next year or two?
Well, I hope so. I mean, he's great. I
Mm.
mean, so I would love to see that. But I do think the one we need to point out as the first, history was made in the cinematography category.
Really?
Because the winner was Autumn Arkapaw, and I may be just butchering her name, and I apologize. But she won for cinematography for Sinners.
Mhm.
Incredible cinematography. Again,
Oh,
those who've
yes.
seen the film, it's a stunning film. But she's the first woman to ever win.
Really?
Yes.
I was unaware of that.
Yeah, she is. And so that was history. And so we really need to point to that. And
Absolutely.
But I want to make it clear, I don't think she won because she's a woman. I think she won because her cinematography was incredible, and it was
Yes.
the best.
No, in this movie.
Now, I'm happy that a woman won it,
Mhm.
but it was because of her skill, and not, I don't think, because of her gender.
Well, no, she perfectly encapsulated the time that they were set in.
Yeah.
It was an entertaining movie from start to finish. And you're right, the way she shot it. I mean, the train scene alone
Oh, yeah.
between Michael B. Jordan and Haley Steinfeld, you could feel everything about it. And then they make a quick pivot to Leon's character, and he's got the beer and stuff like
Yeah.
that. It's very lighthearted. She did an amazing job. So
Yeah.
I agree. I was unaware that was the first time a woman has actually won this.
Exactly. Yeah, it was 3 firsts last night. That was the first time a woman won cinematography. The K-pop winning best song.
Which everybody knew going away because
Right.
everybody heard this
But it's the
dang
first time
song for a year and a half.
It's the first time a K-pop song has been nominated
Uh,
and won, and it was also a tie.
okay.
Yeah, but
That's right. The tie for the short film.
The short film.
I forgot about that.
yeah, the last time we had a tie was in 2013. It was when Skyfall and Zero Dark 30 tied for best sound.
Ah.
But the most memorable tie was back in 1969 when Katharine Hepburn and Barbara Streisand tied for best actress.
See, how can you do that? You can't tie for best
Is it
actress.
yeah, there should be. It should be like the vice president.
Somebody's got to step in and say, nah.
the president of the academy should be able to go, I get the last vote.
Yeah, or my vote counts as two,
Is
and
two
we're
or
just
something.
moving on from that. Because you can't have a tie for best actor and best actress.
And did you guys keep up with the Razzies? They were handed out Saturday night.
I
did
did
see
not
that.
see the Razzies. Who won who won the top Razzie?
It was the War of the Worlds.
Oh God, that really was bad.
Yeah.
I felt so bad for Ice Cube after that too, because he did put a lot of money towards that.
Yeah, and when I was reading up about it, it was like, well, he did it during COVID,
Yes.
which now makes sense of why it was shot in sort of all Zoom.
But you released it far too late. If you released this during COVID, I think it would have done a lot better.
Yeah. I think we even had during COVID a horror film. What was done with
something like
people
Unfriended. Yeah,
Unfriended.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I actually watched that a couple months ago.
I thought that worked because one, we were in the middle of COVID. We understood all that going on.
Yeah, and all the kids, obviously, you could be shot that way, and it was a unique way to do it too, doing it all from the screen of a computer, essentially.
Yeah. So War of the Worlds was worst picture, and then of course Ice Cube took worst actor.
Yeah, that usually goes hand in hand, unfortunately.
Yeah. Rebel Wilson, worst actress for Brideheart.
Okay. Again, the Razzies, I feel, are so much fun just because you get to find out who's got the worst movie. Yeah. But I do feel bad for them at some point because they got to get some grief for this.
Listen, the Snow White movie got 2 Razzies, and had to sit through that, they deserved more.
You know what? That's true. Snow White was pretty bad.
I have no sympathy. You're going to make a bad movie, you deserve what you get.
You know what? True.
Yeah.
That's absolutely true. Should there be a day though where we get the Oscars and the Razzies like together? Like we get the worst movie and the best movie at the same time in the same award show?
Once they mentioned it last night, in a couple of years, the Oscars are no longer be on ABC. It's going to be aired on YouTube. And I think that's a place because you're going to be looking at a younger demographic. I would say I would have no problem of, before you hand out the best picture, we're going to hand out the worst picture.
Mm-hmm.
But again, Hollywood doesn't like to make fun of itself.
True.
And so I don't think they would like to put a spotlight on the Razzies.
I feel like that'd be a good thing for Hollywood, though.
I think
start taking yourself less seriously.
Exactly. Come on. Just because One Battle After Another won Best Picture is not changing the world.
Right. Well, I'm glad you brought that up because I was going through the nominations for Best Picture, which I actually got to watch most of them. But I wanted to bounce 2 of them off you because these are the 2 I haven't got to watch yet. One was the Begonia one. I keep watching the trailer and I'm with my wife. I'm like, should we watch it? No. I watched the trailer. I'm like, I still don't understand what the hell it's about.
It's based on another foreign film.
Okay.
And I just had to force myself to keep watching. And so, I would say this whole thing about whether she's an alien or human and all,
if they're the same person.
Look, I would say if you're really drunk on a Saturday night and you can't find the remote and it comes on,
you need something to fall asleep to.
Fall asleep. Don't even watch it. No.
I mean, it looks like a great cast, but I'm like, that is the only thing that's keeping me.
Great cast do not mean
exactly.
Don't even make it good.
The other one was Sentimental Value.
I love that film, and it won Best Foreign Picture.
Okay.
I love that picture, but I'm a movie guy. And it's about a famous director who has been his daughters don't deal with him very much anymore. Mm-hmm. He writes a script for his daughter, who's an actress, to sort of get them back together, and it's that whole story. I love this film. It was on my top 10 for the year. The fact that I loved, it was up for Best Picture, but I love the fact that they gave it Best Foreign Film because it was never going to win Best Picture.
Right.
So it really got its Oscar that it deserved.
Absolutely.
Right on. We instead of watching Begonia, we started watching an older series called Russian's Doll. On Netflix. Yeah. Which I love. Was it Natasha, I forget her name.
I forget her name
but
too.
Every show or movie or series that I've watched, she always has those mysterious type. The stories are always written good.
Yeah, she's very quirky. Everything she does is very quirky.
Yeah. Anything you're looking forward to before we have to let you go?
Well, of course, it's this summer. We got Toy Story coming.
Absolutely.
Toy Story. We got the new Supergirl, and then tonight I am seeing Hail Mary.
Oh,
so that'll be my review for Friday on KGET.
Fantastic! Can't wait to hear about this one. This one, that
one's streaming on Prime tonight, right?
I'm not sure on that one.
I got an email this morning. They're giving everyone with the Prime account has a sneak peek to watch it. So
it's me without a Prime account.
It's in theaters tonight too.
Nice.
So, yeah, so I'm
going to be a good movie.
the Ryan Gosling thing, I've grown to like him more and more the older I get, but this one's interesting. I like the relationship thing between him and the Rock
And I don't
alien.
Yeah, I know why I think of Enemy Mine every time I see the trailer. But,
Yeah.
but maybe I don't know if it's anything like
Yeah.
that. But it's a first thing I
Well,
reflect on.
we've seen so many of these alien movies where the alien ends up trying to kill the human. It's nice to see one where they're working together for once.
Yeah, aliens aren't bad, are they?
No, they're not. Mr. Bentley, thank you so much for your time, sir. We
My
appreciate
pleasure.
you. We'll have you on very, very soon. Talk more summer movies.
Works for me.
We got to take a break. We got our guys from Major Laugh Mondays on the other side. This is the Early Bird Special.